Is there
Okay,
volume?
try opening like the court record and stuff. Oh, okay.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah? Is
Now
there
we got
music?
volume.
Okay, there we
We
go.
fixed
Okay.
We're in
it.
business.
To suddenly claim there was another person at the scene of the crime like that. I must ask, is it the truth?
Oh
There
my
he
god, I
is.
forgot he looked like that.
Phoenix
He
Wright?
didn't look like that. He never looked like that.
He never
He's
did,
in a new
but-
phase.
You did well, Apollo. Can I ask you something? Sure. That locket you wear, is that really yours, Mr. Wright? Ah, you're wondering about the victim's disappearing locket? Here, you can take a look at it. That's a picture of my daughter in there.
Oh, he has a daughter?
Oh,
Oh,
Trucy! Oh, yes.
He's so
How
cute.
One more question. The one who cheated that night, was it you? What do you think? Huh? You know what happened 7 years ago. What I did. It's not unreasonable for you to think I might cheat. I never. Honest. But it is odd that he managed to go undefeated for 7 whole years. Want to know something? There's only one game where you can be dealt bad cards all night and still win. Poker. Poker is all about reading your opponent. In that way, it's a lot like a court case. Poker is like trial law. Figure out what your opponent is thinking, and you win. Well, yeah, but that's harder than it sounds. I think not. Try as they might to conceal it, everyone reveals their true thoughts in the end. Their body language can become a valuable source of information. That witness, for instance, Miss Orly. There she is.
Woman.
Our Russian
Woman.
witness.
Oh, she looks cute.
She would touch the back of her neck during certain parts of her testimony. Did you notice? No. Come on, who noticed that? Words, habits, twitches, it's all information for the reading. That's the secret to winning, Apollo. Ah, almost forgot. One more thing. About this case. You should know, I haven't told the truth to anyone yet. What? I knew it!
Uh-oh.
I have my reasons, of course. All shall be revealed. And Apollo, I need you to be there, defending me. I need your power. The real trial begins now. Do your best.
Oh boy.
Do my best.
Nice.
Okay, there we
Here
go.
we go.
The courtroom. Oh, a
House
typo?
will now reconvene.
Yeah, a typo. Okay, excellent.
As our witness, Miss Olga Orly, recovered.
Yes, Your Honor. Well, she regained consciousness.
Perhaps we can hear her version of the events again.
That's the thing. You see, she's quite fatigued.
You're looking a bit fatigued yourself, Mr. Payne. Sadly, fatigue is insufficient grounds for refusing to testify or prosecute.
Interesting. Why is your voice so sexy?
Okay, okay.
I'm
Okay,
right
no need to-
here.
Serene
need to-
Simper back at it
Butter me
again.
up quite that much.
Time for me to
There
get
she is again.
Russian. Oh, she's cute.
Perhaps you could repeat your name and profession.
For the woman who was not here.
Yes,
Yes.
indeed.
Or perhaps you'd rather admit that you're a poor liar and a poorer loser.
Yeah, you're talking about me. 9!
Nine.
Nine!
Not. Oh!
What?
What the fuck?
Pirate!
Whoa.
Name's Olga Orly. That's the truth. I'm a poor dealer.
What the? What if this glow up?
This is an excellent
She looks
glow up.
really
Whoa.
cute.
Man.
Hello. People call me Olga Quick Fingers Orly. Want to know something else? I'm not really Russian. And my last name sounds like, oh really?
Wow.
We know.
There, that's the truth. Hope you're satisfied.
Damn, I really like her design.
Yes, Fates is a sucker for curly-haired girls with hats.
Fine, I'll talk. We had a plan, see?
Let me remind you that you are currently under oath. Any further fabrications will have serious consequences. As if the first, 5 had none.
I was planted at the Versace Bowl Club several days prior to the night of the game.
How do you...
Versace? That's a new one.
But winning wasn't the main purpose of the game. It was about destroying a legend, the unbeatable Phoenix Wright. The plan was simple, elegant, really. You see, set up a trap of sorts. I was to plant a card in Wright's pockets beforehand, and then deal 5 aces during one of their games. When their hands were revealed, Smith would call him out and search Wright. He would then pull out the planted card, and the trap would snap shut.
Damn, the positioning in that photo is kind of sus.
Yeah. Exposed as a cheater and losing on top of it, it would have made a great double play. Just like that, the legend would be dashed into pieces.
Indeed. Getting caught red-handed at cheating would cast doubt on all his prior wins.
A 7-year legend destroyed by one little card. So wait, is it the first case?
Yes.
Yes.
That was the
You
plan.
can tell because Mr. Payne is here.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, and his hair has gotten
yeah.
worse. It appears you made quite the mistake. I agree, the trap was elegant. Yet, what happened to that planted card?
Hey, that's right.
He's lucky, I'll give him that. You'd have to be to slip free from a trap laid by Olga Quickfingers Orly.
Oh, really?
I fucking hate this.
Shut up!
The witness would be much cuter if she dispensed with the evil mastermind shtick.
The judge simping again. Everything is as it should be.
Cute? Who wants to be cute? I'm not cute. I'm bad. You hear me? Bad.
Oh, I love her. She's amazing.
When you're through being bad, perhaps you could testify to the court. Tell us about this trap and how it was sprung.
The best laid traps.
traps. That night, I planted the card like I was supposed to. And Wright lost the last hand, just like he was supposed to. Then Smith searched him. The next moment, Wright picked up a bottle and swung it. It was me who hit Smith. It was that no-good cheating defendant.
Yes, it wasn't her.
The trap was perfect, I tell you. Perfect! If that rotten cheater hadn't messed it up.
Look who's talking.
Well, the testimony, for what it's worth, is all yours, Mr. Justice.
So we're just going to press everything as per usual.
Really?
Yeah, that's just the way it works, really. This planted card. Which card was it exactly?
The trump card. The 5 of hearts.
Let me guess. Mr. Wright was to have switched the 5 with the ace to make a full house. At least that's what you were going to accuse him of doing, thereby ruining his legend.
I slid it into Mr. Wright's pocket.
When was this?
Why, before the match, of course, while he was eating. At the Borscht Bowl Club, we served borscht and suckers. Like a good, brioche. A good
Brio.
We'll go with it. We'll go with it.
know.
It's whatever. Pronounce it whichever way you want, Serene. Go ahead.
Oh, call it Baka for all we care. Just
No, don't call it that.
Oh dear.
Like a good baka.
Ah. Look what you've done. That card was gone. Sure. The card disappeared?
Yeah, my trump card. The 5 of hearts. Gone. Without a trace. Poof! Zippo!
Here we go again.
We searched every nook and cranny. Oh god.
But the card was nowhere to be found. Is this correct?
Never in my long storied career. Never has Quickfingers Orly been so readily duped.
Oh really? So what did happen to that 5 of hearts?
Don't look at me. Why don't you ask that cheating, lying, two-faced defendant?
So the 5 of hearts is still missing in action. So Wright picks up a bottle. Wait, isn't that a little odd?
What's odd?
You search Mr. Wright. thoroughly and found nothing? Which means he didn't cheat. Which means he had no reason to strike the victim.
Well...
Huh?
There's the gimmick. What was that just now? I sensed something.
Something wrong, Mr. Justice?
No, nothing, Your Honor.
Aw, he looks cute there.
What to do? Should I press her a little harder? We always press harder, boys.
Always. That's the champion.
Miss Orly, you're hiding something.
What are you talking about? You... Me? Quick fingers, Orly? Hide something?
Offense will refrain from baseless accusations!
I have one question for the witness, then. You say you saw the moment the defendant hit the victim. Is this true?
Of course it's true. I did see it, honest. I saw it when Wright hit him. With my own eyes. I saw it.
What's this weird vibe I'm getting? That witness, for instance, Miss Orly. She would touch the back of her neck during certain parts of her testimony. Did you notice? Touching her neck, was it? Oh, she's really cute.
Whoa.
I like her so much.
Ooh, we're in the weird dimension.
Oh god. I didn't even look at the top screen, oh boy. Whoa! What's going on? This sensation. It's coming into focus. There! That twitch. It's so clear. It's like I could perceive her habit like I couldn't before. Oh, a perceive option?
Ooh.
Gotcha! Miss Orly, perhaps you are unaware of this yourself.
Unaware of what?
Whenever you get to a certain part of your testimony, you touch the back of your neck with your left hand.
My neck? So what?
What indeed, Justice? I hadn't noticed anything of the sort.
When she says that part of her testimony, she's subconsciously recalling something. Her body reacts to the memory, and she touches her neck. I'm sure of it.
You claim the witness is remembering something. Maybe you have evidence of this memory to show us?
Her habit is scratching her neck whenever she talks about the moment of the crime. So, what would remind her most of the moment of the crime? Miss Orly, whenever you recall the crime that night, you scratch your neck. I've noticed it happens when you think about the moment of the crime. There must be some reason behind this habit of yours. I believe the weapon that left an inerasable impression on your neck is this.
A deadly bottle?
Yeah, that's the only thing classified as a weapon, so...
Okay.
Whenever she talks about the moment of the crime, she touches her neck. And what reminds us more of that moment than this bottle? The murder weapon. But something doesn't fit. If you were only the witness to the crime, why would that make you touch your neck like you're in pain?
What's he talking about now?
It was Mr. Smith, the victim who was hit. Not you!
Justice, I would admit I'm a bit confused myself. This is certainly a unique cross-examination.
I'll explain later. Just trust me. Now's our only chance to break her. Miss Orly, please testify in detail about the moment of the crime. The very moment. Ah, she's back in a rush to get up.
Oh no.
The witness will testify, please. Now. You should testify.
Oh,
now!
she's so cute. No, she changed
I like
again.
this form
That's
better.
Fine.
I like this form much better. Oh, okay. The Allegro cross-examination. Let's go. Tell me, after the crime, what was the defendant like?
Well, he must have been stunned by the weight of his crime. He sat in a daze at that table until the cops came.
Intriguing. I believe you've gotten all the testimony you're going to get out of this witness. So, what do you think about her testimony?
I'll tell you what I think. Her testimony is Well, it's flawed, obviously. Yeah, because Wright called the police, which he couldn't have done if she had kept her eye on him.
And he didn't just sit there either, he ran up to another floor.
Exactly. It's basically bogus. It contradicts the evidence.
Oh? Show us this evidence, Mr. Justice.
My pleasure. Well, it has to be this one, I think. I think this should be fine. Miss Orly, we have a record here that clearly contradicts what you said. It states that the police were alerted by a report from the defendant. The defendant left the room, climbed the stairs, and made that phone call from the first floor of the Borscht Bowl Club. So, explain how you kept your eyes on the defendant when he left the room entirely.
We heard about half of that.
Oh? Cutscene?
What the fuck?
Ah, that's the intro cutscene again, unless something's changed
just...
now.
What the fuck?
It would make more sense if you'd seen the intro cutscene. This is basically what it looked like.
Well, this is literally the intro.
Dirty cheat.
Oh, well, no.
Check his
This
pockets
is different.
now.
Now.
It's gone. Card's gone.
You lose.
So they added some lines there.
Yes.
Just then, Smith grabbed the bottle from next to Wright. And he hit me!
But then he turned up dead.
Came to.
The victim was already dead. Is that it?
That's why I couldn't reveal who I really was. If I came out that I was in league with Smith, I'd be a suspect for sure.
Mr. Gavin, what do you think about this turn of events? I believe that, as the defense in this case, we are compelled to call Miss Orly a big fat liar. Her plot foiled, the witness got into an argument with her client, Mr. Smith. And the denouement of that argument was murder.
What? I didn't. No killer. It's a trap. Someone's trying to frame me.
No, not another blonde girl with a hat who gets framed. No.
Oh no.
Why would you do this? What tangled webs we weave when we practice to deceive. So tangled, we catch ourselves in the process.
Mr. Wright?
Such a hasty conclusion. It's not like you, Kristoph Gavin.
What are you saying?
Why not consider the other possibility? That there was another person in the room at the time of the murder. A single card was swapped into the victim's hand after the murder. And the one who swapped the card didn't know two colors of cards were being used. A fourth person.
This theory again! Your fourth person doesn't exist!
Indeed. That's why I decided to bring this case to court. Here, where there's no escape, and no chance for deception. The perfect place to catch the real criminal.
The real criminal?
And we're in luck. A clue to the real criminal's identity was kindly provided for us. And right at the beginning of the trial, no less, the fourth person who swapped the cards made one critical error. He or she wasn't considering the color on the backs of the cards. Right, but how could such an obvious mistake occur? The cards used for the last game were red. Yet, there is one person, here, in our court, who thought those cards were blue. Yeah, I had that impression too, but why? Well, Apollo, think you can figure out who it was?
It's not me, I swear!
You don't say, Mr.
Mr. Payne, who is this fourth person?
Why do I always get put on the spot like this? Let's hear what the defense has to say. Who was it? Who thought the cards used in the final game were blue? Oh, well, we don't have many options. And it's not Payne because he said so.
Yeah, yes, it can't be Payne because he said so.
It's not Olga because she's 21. Let's go. Like, I was, like, my first instinct was Kristoph, but Kristoph isn't related to this case at all. Except that he knows Phoenix.
So in that case, who isn't?
Well, it's got to be Shady Smith. Probably.
By process of elimination.
Yeah. Welp.
Oh no.
Do you seriously think that, Apollo?
Apollo.
Like, bro, are you fucking stupid?
Apollo, do you seriously think that? Well, it can't be helped. I almost missed it myself, but it doesn't do anyone any good to turn their eyes away from the truth. Does it, Kristoph? So it's Kristoph
Wait,
after
what?
all. Okay.
No.
Kristoph isn't related to this case at all.
It's nobody's saying that he's a bad guy necessarily, but
Kristoph Gavin, you were the fourth person that night.
oh, okay, yes they are.
Implication given. But of course Mr. Gavin knows the color of the cards. How would he? As you can see, the photo of the crime scene is black and white. You can't tell which of the cards are blue, the ones on the floor or the table. But look! You can see the colors in this photo. Yes, but when he said the cards were blue, it was well before this evidence came to light. Oh, I guess, yeah. Oh,
It
that's
is true that the defendant was engaged in a game of poker with
Yeah,
the
the cards veiled in blue or something.
Only the cards, their backs wreathed in blue flame, know its final outcome.
There it is.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, Kristoph? Mr. Gavin?
Mr. Gavin, is something the matter? No, nothing. Excuse me, it was just so sudden. Right. You aren't seriously accusing me, are you?
Oh, Kristoph? You know, even I'd never take a joke this far.
Oh dear.
Are they really going to pull this? Like accusing the helper in the first case?
What possible connection could Mr. Gavin have to the victim?
I wasn't aware that I had a connection to Mr. Smith, either.
Yes, but Mr. Gavin and the victim have never even met.
Well, what if they have? They may have met that night, before the game started. Is this the truth Mr. Wright was staying silent about? Well, only one thing to do. Mr. Wright, the defense would like to request that you testify to the court.
The defense would like to request no such thing.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
The menacing music is playing.
Mr. Gavin?
Oh no.
Testimonies must relate to the case.
Kristoph.
How could
no.
anything happening before that game of poker be related?
He's smiling. I like this guy. Don't make me hate him.
Am I to assume you speak for Mr. Justice in this? He is the defense, not you.
Ooh.
Mr. Justice, the matter of Mr. Wright's testimony is up to you. Does the court, in your opinion, need to hear Mr. Wright's testimony?
Obviously. Screw you, Kristoph. Let's get this testimony. This was Mr. Wright's strategy. He was planning this all along. And I intend to see it through.
Oh boy.
The defense would like to request that Mr. Wright testify to the court.
It too, Justice. You would betray me, your teacher. It too, Brutus.
Oh yeah, that's a Julius Caesar reference.
Yes.
Man, this really just has an air of like a final case for some reason.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a very different. This is why I like this first case much more than most others.
Yeah, it's excellent.
The defendant, Mr. Wright, will take the stand, please.
All right.
Oh boy, here we go.
Appetite
Witness
before
testimony.
murder. Kristoph and I had dinner. We sat at the table in this photograph. Shady Smith walked in 5 minutes after Kristoph left. When the trap failed, Smith hit the waitress. The girl was knocked out cold, and Smith was uncontrollable. I left to call the police. When I returned, he was dead, blood streaming from a cut on his forehead. That's when I made another phone call, to defense attorney Gavin.
Mr. Gavin, you were at the Borscht Bowl Club the night of the murder?
And he talked to the defendant on the phone directly after the murder?
You were planning this all along, weren't you, Wright? just because you wanted to drag me into your little murder trial.
The only thing I want is the truth. As I did back then, and now.
I love this so far.
Very well. The defense may cross-examine the witness. That's a very good first case.
Yes.
Justice.
Sir.
He's lying, and you're going to expose him.
Understood, sir. Mr. Gavin versus Mr. Wright. This can't end well. Why can't I have a normal trial?
This is Ace Attorney. There's nothing normal.
I was just gonna say.
True. Yeah, we're just pressing everything until we get a clue. 5 minutes. So, the two of them could have passed in the restaurant during that time? That would have been a fateful encounter, to be sure.
That laugh.
Oh, Mr. Wright. What was it you said? Kristoph, Gavin, and Shady Smith may have met.
I believe I did say that.
Here I was all nervous about this meeting. And now we hear they just passed in the hall?
Technically a meeting, I guess.
It does seem a little weak as a pretense for murder.
Oh, it would be. If that was all that really happened. Come on, Mr. Wright. What are you hiding this time? About this failed trap. This is the same trap that Miss Olga Orly mentioned? Yes. A harmless prank, in essence. It was by a quirk of fate that I happened to discover it.
A quirk?
Whoa,
Like in My Hero Academia?
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
He said that thing.
I also wanted to say it. I happened to put my hand in my pocket and found a card. The card she planted. Yes, I snuck a peek at it and found it was the 5 of Hearts. I had a feeling something might happen, so I disposed of the card before the game.
Disposed? Where?
There was an empty bottle of grape juice I had been drinking right beside me. Oh, no way. Is this the juice bottle?
An empty bottle of grape juice.
Sound
Not
familiar?
even wine, just juice.
The murder weapon?
Yeah, just juice.
Yes. I rolled it up and shoved it in. The colored glass makes it hard to see.
A battle of wits between the deceiver and the would-be deceived. Please revise your testimony with this new information.
Alright. So now we're going to check the evidence, obviously. Well, no, you can't really see inside it. Last time we examined this and it just said it was empty. The bottle is completely empty. Okay, and it stays the same then.
Or so we thought.
So we have Thunked. So I suppose our best option is to present the bottle here. Mr. Wright, if I may? Yes? I've examined the bottle, and I don't see any card in there. No?
What, Mr. Wright? Surely... ... isn't all you have to say for yourself.
I can't say that I know what happened to the card. I did put it in that bottle, however. Huh? Oh, Kristoph.
Perhaps a 5th person came and took it out. Oh, and a 6th person could have helped.
I love the sass on this guy.
I won't have you disparaging our investigation either. We looked inside that bottle. There was nothing.
So what's going on?
Obstruction of justice?
Is Mr. Wright hoodwinking us again? Or did the card just disappear? Well, like lockets, cards don't just disappear.
I'm afraid decisive contradictions call for decisive evidence.
Oh.
Push him harder, Justice. Break him. It's just you and the witness in the ring. Go for the KO.
Why do I get the feeling we're not on our client's side anymore?
That's not good. Why would we not want to help Phoenix? What the fuck, Kristoph?
Because Kristoph now has a vendetta against Phoenix for dragging him into the case, for implicating him, basically. Implicating him. So.
Yeah.
And when you returned, the victim was already... dead. Yes. I'll admit, I was a little startled when I walked in.
A little?
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
Phoenix?
Could you explain why you called Mr. Gavin? I'd obviously gotten involved in a rather sticky affair.
That's what she said.
And I figured
Oh my
Kristoph's law offices would give me a friend's rate for my defense fees.
Ah, glad to hear you intend to pay.
Oh, I'll pay in full, Kristoph. It was I who got you involved, after all.
You may find the price of your defense quite high, my good friend. Quite high.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Do you think it is that picture?
There is blood streaming from his forehead.
But it doesn't look like a cut, does it?
It is a cut. Because if it was just bruised, there wouldn't be blood streaming out.
Well, I guess, yeah.
Wait, it's blunt trauma. I don't know if blunt trauma causes a cut. We can try that. If nothing else, we can try this. No, that's too bad. It was a good try. I felt pretty smart about that one.
Maybe do we have to present the actual photo?
Like you say, it doesn't really look like a cut, but then again, is that relevant? We can try. Nope. That's too bad.
Okay.
Is the bottle then? Like, it almost has to be. Unless it's this one, but... Oh, he couldn't have seen the blood if he had his hat on. Yeah, oh, true.
It was stated before that the hat was only removed post-investigation.
I just remembered. It's been a while. It's been a while for reference.
Yes. It's been over. It's been like a week and a half.
That's very clever, actually. Mr. Wright, if I may. Yes? Take a look at this photograph of the crime scene. See the victim here? He's wearing a hat. I wouldn't think you could see blood on his forehead. Good point. That's all he has to say. Good point.
Justice! Next time you point out an inconsistency, put a little more oomph into it. Mr. Wright, can you explain this to the court?
I forgot to mention something. I was the one who put that hat on his head. Huh?
You
put the hat on the dead man's head?
What the fuck, right?
He wore it. Fuck, I hate this. He wore it through our entire poker game. This English is so stupid sometimes. After calling the police, when I returned to the scene, his head was in full view. Shining bright, just like in this photograph.
And?
I picked his hat up off the floor and put it on his head, but that's the only thing I touched at the crime scene. Well, you touched the bottle. So, Miss Orly didn't see it? It, being the victim's, his head. I think not. She was out cold. I believe I was the only one who witnessed his head.
Ah, here we go again.
Mr. Gavin?
This witness's testimony is more like a travesty. It's riddled with lies. I'm beginning to see how you came to lose your attorney's badge 7 years ago.
Oh, that's a low blow. You certainly have a unique way of treating your clients, Kristoph. I never knew.
I believe it was you who threw the first stone.
Mr. Wright, if you intend to ever tell the truth about this case, it's now or never. Don't be misled. I haven't told a single lie here. Huh? When I noticed the trap, I put the card in the bottle to dispose of it. And when I put the hat on the victim's head, let's just say I had a reason for doing that as well.
Oh my god.
Reason?
There's always a reason. That reason
boy.
is right here. Your cell phone? Why does he have that? That's evidence. Recall that I spoke with defense attorney Gavin after calling the police. Just in case, I recorded our conversation. Now that we're all here, I see no reason why I shouldn't play it back for the court. Oh, Phoenix, back on his regular antics. Kristoph, I seem to be in a bit of trouble.
What's this? Game not going well?
Something like that.
That gentleman who challenged you, he turned out to be good?
He turned out to be dead. Someone hit him. Hard.
You mean someone cracked that flawless bone china pate? It wasn't you, was it?
Me? Please. The cops should be here any minute. I'm in your hands, should it come to that. And that's what the cutscene ended off with. Alright. Bone china plate? A kind of porcelain. Very smooth and shiny. And not plate, but pate. I believe he was referring to a certain gentleman's balding forehead. The judge won't like that.
Yeah,
The court
he's
appreciates the
bald.
defendant's discretion in not indicating my forehead.
There it is. So, after Mr. Gavin ate dinner with you, he left the Borscht Bowl Club? Most certainly. Then how did he know? When did he see this bone china plate? Yes. That was when I began to see my good friend in a different light. Troubled, I returned to the crime scene. And when I spotted Mr. Smith's head again, I realized exactly what was wrong. Well, Mr. Gavin, the stage has been set. Perhaps you would like to explain this to the court. Exactly how did you come by your privileged knowledge of the victim's head?
So, this is your reason. The reason why you put the victim's hat back on.
Your point, Mr. Gavin?
It's come down to this, has it? Phoenix Wright?
Oh, this is really building up to something.
I believe this court has been left with no other choice. Are you prepared to hear defense attorney Gavin's testimony?
Well, the prosecutor,
Very well. We'll break for 10 minutes.
He gets no choice. Okay.
Oh, God.
Very well. This will be the final recess for the day.
Alright, alright.
Now I get to play on my monkey bars.